Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to model something like a sci-fi grenade to test out the further improvements I did for the quick select or quick link select add-on. Let's just model the base mesh. Start with 64 vertices. Okay, let's establish the mirror X, Y, and in the Z axis. Then this part inset, press B for the boundary, and then Alt S. Okay, it's just going to be a simple concept art model. Fade out smooth. Okay, so the add-on now has, or the quick link select add-on now has select, deselect. Let me control shift F. Yes. So deselect this area, and then control shift F to select, control shift F to deselect, and then control shift A to deselect everything. Okay. Actually, let's get rid of the z-axis mirror. So we're going to put asymmetry in the z-axis and intersects cube. Mirror in the x and y. Going to scale this vertex center. So if you go to wireframe, you can select all the vertices even on that side. But if you're facing this way and you have the wireframe deactivated, you can only select this front two vertices. So in order to select everything, go to wireframe and do that. Okay. So I'm not using any reference, so it's going to be, yes, I'm just going to eyeball the design. Draw faces, press C on open space to get the X marker on the center of uh, the object. And we're going to use that as the distance in which to place the draw object based on the view angle. Okay, go press 4 for strips and press X to preview the X mirror. Create a line there or edge loop. And then extras with that edge selected, edges to curve and get rid of the object. And we can bevel offset, and let's look at the wireframe. Something like 4 segments. Yeah. So you can affect the with the curve object in edit mode. You can you can use Alt S to affect the width or thickness of the curve. Okay, Okay. 0.015, 0.015. Uh, Sharpen the edges. Modify this, quad slice, and link. Okay. Now we can dribble this. And now to start with the center. Okay. We select everything. Control Shift A and Shift F to select those faces, much like link flat faces, or using that vanilla operator. Use the resolution, even offset to on, and play around with the depth. So let's randomize the normals to create a different look for each panel island, and modify the panel size to create bigger islands. So I will pass most of the updates when the 4.2.3 blended version hits. Okay, let's just do something like subdivision level 2. I'm going to show you the new changes for the new changes for the what do you call this, mesh smooth sharp. Okay, I need this part to be symmetrical to this part here, but I don't want to uh, symmetrize this base mesh in the z-axis because it's got this extrusion here. So what I'm going to do is use the extract function from flow, extract mesh, extract faces, and press Alt Shift and left click on the edge where the uh, on the edge, which is the direction of the face loop that you're going to select. So if, for example, I'm going to select this face loop here, so I'm going to use the hotkey Alt Shift Alt uh, left click on this edge here and right on the center. This one as well. So this is just going to be a proxy mesh, and I'm going to mirror this X, Y, Z. So this way I can have symmetry. When I finish randomizing this, I can get rid of the proxy mesh. Okay, let's use, there we go. And I'll turn off again. So we can just focus with big shapes. Let's increase the, going to find something that's not too busy but still looks good. Still looks um okay. Okay, I think this one's good. Okay, increase this to 55. Still looks a bit busy. So 80. Okay. I guess we don't need the too much resolution. Let's stick to one and something like 45 panel size. Okay, let's go to, I forgot I'm supposed to show you the mesh mode. 32. 32 looks good. Okay, this looks good. 32 and 36 also looks good. Okay, let me just pick one. I'm picking this one. Okay, you see the I still have to fix this part here. Clear sharp. Do you see the subdivision banding? So you can get rid of that using the smooth sharp. You can see that most of them are gone. And now with smooth sharp, you can also smooth the sharp edges. This smooths out the flat surfaces and avoid smoothing out the sharp edges. And the smooth sharp smooths out the sharp edges. So you now have total control of the difference smoothing. Okay, and you can see that the subdivision banding is gone. Okay, let's select the base mesh and Control Shift A to select. You can see that the red, it previewed the selection using the color red. That means that those faces are deselected. So Shift F, F, wait a minute. Okay, I also need this to be asymmetrical. Let's see. So Alt click on the objects, Alt right click, and it will show you all the objects underneath the mouse cursor. So this is our extract proxy. This is created by the extract faces operator. So select this. It's parented. The random result is parented to it. So we'll just go to delete it without. Um, oh, this is the result of the randomization from the extract. Oh, this is the one. Extract proxy. This one. Delete that. And selecting the source, we're going to make the or create a proxy mesh again. Extract faces. Z to undo. And space to confirm. And with this selected, we're going to mirror it again and in the X, Y, Z. Now let's just add a few more topology and we're going to randomize this bit. So in the extract phase is useful for creating. Um, okay, we're going to make this part a lot busier than this part here. So this area here is more relaxed, and this part here is a lot busier. Okay, so not busier core, but busy. Okay, uh, okay, that's good. This looks good. And we're going to get rid of subdivision banding. The subdivision banding usually appears at, uh, for curved and cylinder surfaces, it usually appears at level 2 subdivision, especially when using like 32 to 64 segments in the base mesh. And I mean, when using a lower base, lower, not higher, like 64, but lower, like 32 and 24. Okay, mesh smooth or smooth sharp. And yeah, this one. There we go. And extract proxy, delete that. We don't need that anymore. So only delete that if you don't need it anymore, because you might still use it to layer some random details again later on. Okay, so this part here, Control Shift A to deselect everything, Shift F, and random panels again. Okay, so flip the center to get rid of the symmetry line, and anything that weird line center. So we need to add more edge loop to this because there's not enough detail there to actually. Oh, by the way, the selection also works in edit mode, but I might remove it in edit mode. There we go. So it has more. It's getting more. It has more tendency to create lines this way because we added more topology on that direction. So somebody mentioned that he mentioned he has a question but used like AI technology lingo or terminologies, asking me about how I am creating the patterns. There's no such thing. It's all based on the topology of the underlying object source node. There's no fancy calculations here, AI or anything. We're gonna make it less busy by using bigger panel size. Play around with the result. This one looks good. Gonna make it less relaxed. Look for something that works with the design. This looks good. Okay, 81. Remember the number. By the way, you can also randomize the depth value. Okay, this one good. This one's good. Using the uh, right here depth seed. So if you don't like the way the faces are extruded in terms of their height, you can modify this. Okay, there we go. Oh, we didn't actually. Let's pull an asymmetry for this one. Is the okay. Control Shift A and then oops. The whole point of that is we don't need to go to edit mode. Let's reduce the panel size. Okay. Uh, if uh, y- if you're not getting any of the result that you want, you can manually create the pattern using panel cut. Just mark sharp the edges that you want cut. Example, but the lines, the mark sharp edges needs to be contiguous, means that which means that it needs to touch. all the mark sharp edges needs to end on either boundary edges or non-manifold edges or edges that are also mark sharp. So we do is select those lines and then panel cut, use inset, not bevel. We create this. And then we can modify the thickness, use a randomized depth, inset depth, and also that. Wait, why is it being cut? Inset being cut here. Inset start and also use margin or merge the result, but we're not going to do that. Okay, you can select a new object and use the, oops, there we go. There's something went wrong with panel cut back there. It's not supposed to cut the sharp edges using the inset, so something going on. I need to fix that, but let's just leave the underside that way. Here, or the, is it mirrored? Yes. Split. Probably shouldn't use too much. Yeah, that looks simple. There we go. We can add a few more details using Final Cut. Uh, Powder edges only, so something like that. Okay, so we have this, and let's turn this into a mesh, apply mesh, and set the pivot to the 3D cursor and try to rotate it, something like this. Or maybe all the way, like, oh no. Okay, so let's mirror this as well in the x-axis and try some, add some panel cut detail there, here, this side. It's not mirrored. Auto mirror x-axis. There we go. Now we can um, select everything. Random vertex color, no saturation value, island, and just two colors. Here's the value, and we're going to actually we'll try and use saturated color this time. I don't use saturated color for most of my videos because to save time, of course. It's just easier to make the gradation, black and white gradation. It's much easier to make them look good than using saturated colors. Saturated colors. Okay. Manually enter vertex color or create vertex color for the faces. Manually create the vertex color without randomization. You can use creative flow. Okay. A bit more. And let's just pick. Okay. There we go. And add a bit of extra detail here. Let's make it. Oh, set the cursor to a pivot point to the median. Scale this to the z-axis to make it straight, and then I'm going to create a panel cut there just to create more detail, and we're good to go. Select everything, Shift Q, up in materials, and assign material our flow metal. Okay, we're going to see the result right now. Okay, our handheld grenade. We're going to edit the shader. Let's add our vertex color. So the attributes menu, you need to have node wrangler turned on or enabled in the add-ons in order to have the have this menu show up. Okay, we're going to affect the intensity of the vertex color using the color mix node, overlay, and factor to 1, and then with the B color input, making it darker makes the colors intensity or increases their intensity, making it brighter uh, lightens them up or lessens the intensity. Okay, I'm going to add instead of using this for the lights, I'm going to use the plate insets, not plate insets, random cells to create the lights using this area right here. It's going to be a floating geometry, which is going to use emission. And with some cycle strict, it's going to make it look like it's part of the mesh underneath. Control Shift A, this one, this one, this one. Okay, just this ones, or maybe this one. And then let's go to rendered. Random cells emit size 3. Increase the resolution to make the light smaller and full size to control the number. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. And then Island size is to increase their neighboring faces. So let's just use 2 or 3. Okay, actually, this is a good one. Let's just reduce the number. Okay. So if you like most of the pattern and don't like some of the faces, just select it. Go to edit mode and delete the emissive faces that you don't want. Now let's use this. Shift F, oh, Control Shift A. Let's not render. And you can select the same faces. Just to preview the ones that you've already selected. Okay, those ones. And use the latents random cells operator again. Inner margin, reduce the inner margin. Okay, increase the. If you're not seeing any of the lights, it might be too small because of the margin. So watch out for the margin. The presets have some of the margins have been edited. So yeah, watch out for those. So a good thing about this versus using the shaders that you can get rid of this anytime. By just deleting faces, you can modify the look of the. Where's our? What happened to our? Okay, what happened to our um, lights right here? Seems to have disappeared. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we just need to subtract the ones that we don't need, and you can also, of course, move the lights. So we don't need this one. We're going to move this one or not because it's a cylinder. Settle for this one. Going to change the HDRI. There we go. It's much better. And modify the procedural shader. Change this to 1.5 and the scratches. Scratches is good. And this one, let's just reduce the saturation and copy this, Control C and paste it here, Control V. Do this. It's good. Okay. So we can design this further by this. Where's that? Where's our real geometry? Okay. Creating stripes, for example. So using vertex color, just pick the color. This is using, we're basically using geometry instead of texture. So J, J to connect vertices, and then we're going to set a red color. Okay, and place. So you can also use random flow to create reference models. Just sketch a design that you can use as reference to model something manually. If you can find anything in the net that's inspiring you, you can randomize the design instead. Pick. Good. Okay, let's get rid of the light right here. And I'm going to create a plane because our cursor is selected just for this to stand on. And new, I'm going to use image from Polyhaven. There's a bunch of free textures there. So yeah, let's use this Alspalt 02 texture. Make it bigger because this is a small object like that. Okay, we have our grenade. Now, in order to move this as a one, make sure that the 3D cursor is at the center and then add an empty. Select all the that is connected to the grenade design and then select the empty last to make it become the active object and set parent to object. I can move it like that. And all you have to do is again the subtractive method because we used the design first before topology workflow and because it's much faster that way. Now all you have to do is collapse some edge loops to make the design lighter. Okay. So the faces, this resolution is due to the subdivision we did with the random operators. These faces are needed, or those additional faces are needed to create more details using the randomization. Okay. Okay, let's just purge data much faster. So if you're feeling like Blender is kind of sluggish or slow, file, cleanup, purge unused data, right click, and add to quick favorites. When you press Q in object mode, you can see this purge unused data. So every time that's you feel like everything is kind of like slow, especially when you're moving in the viewport, then you can purge the unused data. It will purge all the um, data blocks that have no users. But be careful because some of the unused assets you might have in the blend file or scene that you plan to use later on, which has no user, but you use the purge unused data, they will be removed and you have to add them back to the blend file. Okay, so that is it for this video, and I hope you like what I did with the quick link select add-on. So this is going to be a free support tool for random flow, so you can stay away in object mode and just keep layering the river design. You can then select another object. For symmetrical object, you just have to uh, use it on the real geometry side of the object and not the side that is mirrored. You can see zero face is selected, but if you use this on this side, it works. Okay, so let's just view our model. If you take away this part here at the top side, that it could also function as some kind of huge cylinder, like a power device or something, or yeah, sci-fi cylinder structure can also function like that. If you add this and make it smaller than add the human character, then it can serve as a grenade or something like that. Okay, you can repurpose the design. You can make some elements separate, so you can repurpose the design anytime. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you learned something new. And the update will come when 4.2.3 hits, or Blender version 4.2.3. Be sure to subscribe and hit notify and like the video to show it to more people. If you have any questions, use the comment section below and the links in the description. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.